Hey everybody, it's Mark Yagi. Welcome to another weekly market pulse. Today is September 12th, 2025, and it's a market that's melting up. And hopefully you've been in it. These are rare markets. So if you're missing this market, I'm sorry you're missing it. It's been a lot of fun, and there've been a lot of opportunities. And usually you don't get these opportunities that come around, but once in a few years. So we've got a good melt up going on. We had three green lights last week, and now we're back to four green lights. So that means that we're full green. And the market seems to be doing really well. Why is that? Well, because the Fed is probably going to cut rates next week, and everybody knows that. So if that's the case, then everybody wants to kind of get positioned to be bullish. What does that mean? Next week, when the news actually does come out, maybe it goes down. I don't know. Usually it whipsaws and does all kinds of crazy stuff. Anyway, let me get you, excuse me, let me get you to the presentation that I just did with my mastermind group. Not the whole thing, but some of the key things that we went over. Good debate today, by the way. It's always fun when these guys debate me and I debate them, and we all learn stuff from each other. Anyway, the market pulse. Hang on a second. I'm buying time while I go to this. Okay, good. So this was last week. You saw the one red light, and now we are in four full green lights. That means we are green condition. And even though we have this little red candle today, kind of a reversal candle off the high. And by the way, these are all-time highs. It's not bad until it's bad, right? So here's the Nasdaq. Look at that, all-time high, 5 days in a row. That doesn't happen that often, but in this run, it's happened more often than not, where we get a bunch of days in a row. It's kind of nice to see. But usually after a bunch of days in a row, you get some corrections and pullbacks, shakes out the people that can't handle the truth, and then it goes back in. So there's your all-time high on the Nasdaq. Same thing on the S&P 500. There's the Dow Jones Industrial. Same thing. Hit an all-time high. Closed at the high yesterday. Really good stuff on the Dow, and pull back a little bit today. New York Stock Exchange, same thing. All-time high, and then pulling back on that. Okay, so that's easy. And here's the volatility index. Volatility index now down below 15, so it's very unpanicky, which is good. And I thought this was an interesting chart. This is the disk drive index, and if you're in computers, you're in conductors, you're in a very similar kind of index, but this one really has been crazy. From 300 down the lows in April when everything kind of dropped, all the way up to 750. Holy moly, what a run. And look at all those blue candles, green candles. This climax up to the top, I don't know. I think that's a risky move here compared to all these. And these moves scare me a bit, but wow, what a chart. That's what you like to see. And of course, if you'd have been able to get in early, you'd have been able to take part of all this. The New York Stock Exchange market and indicators, just looking at this 10-day moving average, new highs is 123 versus new lows is 20. So a lot of bullish feelings and happiness in the market if you're a bull. This isn't a market I would short, by the way. And so good stuff going on. All right. NVIDIA. NVIDIA kind of got into this profit zone up here and hasn't been really able to make much headway since, but it's not bad. I mean, it's only really at this point, what? 6-8 points off of its all-time high at 184. It's at 178. So it's not bad at all. It's just not it's not really strong like it was when it made this run. Okay. And we all love NVIDIA, and who knows, it's probably going to go higher at some point. But anyway, MicroStrategy. Boy, this thing has been a dog for several months now, moving from 457 down to the low 300s. Now finally starting to see a little bit of support from what I see on the chart, and moving up the other side. So hopefully we're at a rounding on that bottom here. And obviously this is a Bitcoin play, and the treasury companies that hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet have moved a little out of favor, as a ton of them have come in and taken the shine off of this. But over time, I think this gets all back in favor very soon, especially if Bitcoin goes higher like it's been over time. Okay, so Palantir, a lot of people love Palantir. I told some of the people in my mastermind group, don't chase this thing. Don't chase, because, even though it's gone up like this, a lot of people wanted to buy it off this gap. And you could have made money if you held it on this gap, but only for 5 days. And then if you didn't sell, then you went from 190 all the way to 142. That's why we don't chase stocks. Even when they're the ones that everybody's talking about and everybody wants to get in, and they run up like this. Something going on in Tesla right now too. But now it's looking to me like this bottom is rounding as well. And so Palantir has looks like it's getting some legs. We'll see. Apple had their event this past week, um, and I think it's a lot of like the same thing that we've been getting. We've got a new iPhone, we've got a new watch, but nothing really exciting. You know, that's the problem with Apple is they have a CFO running their company rather than a visionary. He's a numbers guy, and he's done a good job stewarding the company since Steve Jobs died, 13, 14 years ago, whatever it was. But he's not innovating. And so you're seeing earnings compression a little bit. Like it's not growing at the rate it would have. Still, it's Apple, and it's just kind of like a big blob that collects everything in its path as it rolls down the street. But you're seeing a lot of consolidation. Again, this is a very big consolidation that I've been talking about for months. I don't see a lot of excitement. It's just banging between 169 and 260. All right, Tesla, and I'll leave it on Tesla. You could see Tesla yesterday hit the breakout point, this 367.71 swing. And it did it on okay volume. So I was like, well, it's not great volume. Still, it was an early entry. Actually, it's been an early entry ever since right around in here, where it kind of broke this little trend line and went to the upside. And we've had 4 green candles, blue candles on the way since. Today, however, we've got gigantic volume. Gigantic volume going up into that breakout spot. It's almost too late to buy Tesla. You're going to have to wait for a little bit of a pullback. Again, this is not financial advice, but if it's me, I'm waiting for a bit of a pullback to see, what happens with Tesla. I like Tesla at this price here, and I like the company itself. But you have to decide for yourself what you think you want to do. So that's been a chart that's been building for a while, and we'll see what happens on the other side. In any case, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Always appreciate you joining. Comments are welcome, especially if they're good ones. If they're bad ones, that's cool too. You can just tell me how I can get better. Don't be a troll. Give me some good comments so that we can continue educating people about what we do here. And with that, I hope you're enjoying a green market, and I hope you enjoy an even better weekend. Take care, and I'll see you next week on the Market Pulse. Oh, and by the way, before I let you go, if you really want to see some good content, we're not putting much of it here anymore because, well, there's lots of reasons. But the main reason is I want to give you the full content on my website. It's free. It's all over there. You just got to go to cashflowmachine.net, and you can see all of our videos there, and even the ones that are in depth talking about covered calls and income and things like that. They don't let us put it here so much anymore. So if you want it, go subscribe to Insider Tips, and you'll get stuff into your inbox, email, whatever. And then you'll see our videos over on our website, because we're not going to be doing as much here, unfortunately. Although I love you guys and I want to keep doing them. I just have to figure out a better place to do them. So have a great weekend. Take care. So I need to put up a legal disclosure here. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for educational purposes only. This is entertainment, and it's not financial advice. Always do your own research before making financial decisions, and please be careful.